How am I able to stay consistent with the things that I want to do? For those of you guys who are new to the channel, hello, my name is Jasmine and I'm so glad to have you. Consistency is going to require you to be really good at saying no to a lot of things, to most things, so that you can lock in on the one thing that's going to change your life. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I have always been introverted for as long as I can remember. I never needed large groups of friends. I actually don't like things that have a whole bunch of people. Lines irritate my spirit. I actually prefer quiet nights in at home than going out to any type of bar or lounge or anything like that. So I do have that working for me. But in order to lock in, you're going to have to say no to most things. I can start with weight loss. I lost 100 pounds and I used to yo-yo diet, okay? So I would lose weight, gain it, lose weight, gain it. And I was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger over the years. When I first started, and by the way, my entire family is obese, okay? When I first started, I actually stopped hanging out with family and friends completely. I would still call, and check in, but as far as like going over to their house or celebrating birthdays or anything, I actually didn't go for a while because I wanted to lock in on losing weight and keeping consistent with my calorie deficit. When I first started, I wasn't good at resisting food. If I was good at resisting food, I would have never been overweight in the first place, right? And instead of me trying to fight who I was at that time, I just decided to remove myself from the temptation that was going to keep me from losing the weight that I wanted to lose. Now, today, 4 years later, yes, I can go to places with family and friends and not feel overly tempted. I know how to stop eating when I'm full. I don't bring home leftovers, right? But that's because I'm a different person than I was when I first started. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't just isolate themselves for a period of time so that they can lock in on whatever it is they're trying to do. Even though it's temporary, even though you'll return when, you get to where you want to get, people have a really hard time with saying no. I was also someone during that time of trying to lose weight where even if I did good for 2 weeks, right? If I ate something that tasted really good, I would want more and more and more of it. And I would slowly fall off of my weight loss. So in order to even succumb to that type of temptation, I just chose to not go to events. I chose to not go to people's houses. I chose to not hang out with certain people just so that I could lock in and stay consistent with my caloric deficit and losing the weight. When it comes to business, people are going to call you. People are going to text you. People are going to invite you places. People are going to wait. People are going to want to waste your time, right? And that's because they're your friends, right? But if you have something that you're working towards, if you're trying to create X amount of videos by a certain period of time, if you're trying to scale your business to 10,000 a month, if you're trying to accomplish these things that you want to accomplish, well, you're going to have to tell people no. You can't sit on the phone for hours when you have videos to make. It doesn't work like that. You can't be out all weekend if you're trying to grow a business. It doesn't work like that. You're going to have to tell people no. And the quicker you can get that through your thick skull, the quicker you can stay consistent. The fact that I don't have people texting my phone and inviting me places is a superpower, honestly, because it's less things that I have to say no to. If people aren't inviting me places, well, then there's nothing to debate whether or not I should go. And I'm not sitting here telling you that you can't go and enjoy things with your family or friends, but what I am telling you is you have to learn how to say no. The reason why I'm able to be productive every day is because I go to bed on time. I would not be able to get up early and record all the videos that I record if I'm out and about till 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm running off at 3 and 4 hours of sleep. It's not going to happen. I'm 35 years old. I might have been able to get away with that in my 20s, but I couldn't do that now. If I don't get at least 6 hours of sleep, I am definitely going to feel it the next day. I'm going to be groggy. I'm going to be sluggish. I'm not going to be inspired to create anything good. And it's just going to be another wasted day. So not only did I waste the day doing bullshit, I also wasted the following day because I have to recover from the bullshit day. So I just say no to all of it because I can't afford to miss out on 2 days of not being productive and working towards my business, working towards my content. That's how consistency is built, by knowing how to tell people no and not feeling bad about it. And people who truly want to see you win, they're gonna understand it. If anything, they're gonna respect it. It's only the people who are selfish, the people who don't have your best interests at heart. Those are the people who are going to get offended when you tell people no. That's one thing that I've learned along the years, right? The friends that I do have who support me, who want to see me win, if they invite me somewhere and I say no because I'm doing X, Y, and Z, it's understood. There's no guilt trip involved. They respect it. Now, in the past, when I was hanging around different types of people and I would say, oh, no, I can't because I got to do this. Well, then it would turn into the, oh, wow, so it's like that? I thought we were friends. I would show for you. Then that's when the guilt trip starts, right? And then that's when you start trying to negotiate whether or not you're making the right decision. But I'm here to tell you that you are. If you want anything out of life worthwhile, you're going to have to be consistent. And the only way you're going to be able to be consistent consistently is by saying no to a lot of things. And yes, you are going to lose people along the journey. That's okay. You will lose a lot of people. But not everybody is meant to go where you're going. That doesn't mean that you're a bad person. That doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just means that your time together is expiring. You're going one way, they're going the other way. And that's fine. That's okay. Maybe you guys' path will realign later on. But if you have something that you really want to accomplish, you have to be consistent. So starting on Monday and giving up by Wednesday isn't doing anything for you but wasting your time. If you want to start on Monday and keep going Monday after Monday after Monday after Monday, you're going to have to learn how to say no. You're going to have to learn how to get off of these apps. I've gotten more consistent with the amount of content that I push out consistently, just by refusing to scroll on Instagram and TikTok anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, I still let YouTube play in the background. Right now I have lo-fi going. That's something that I default to whenever I'm recording videos or editing. But scrolling wastes so much time. And I used to think that it was okay for me to scroll on Instagram because I was looking for inspiration, right? Different types of videos to post and stuff. No. I actually have more inspiration now that I stopped scrolling than when I was. So I say no to the apps. I post my videos and I get off. I'm not scrolling. I'm not keeping up with the latest trends. I get off because I recognize how valuable my time is. I've recognized how valuable my goals are to me. And one thing I will tell you, as you start getting more and more consistent, you become addicted and obsessed with your consistency that you find other ways to be even more consistent. I've learned so much about myself over the years of being an entrepreneur. I've learned that I'm a genuine morning person. I've tried to make content in the afternoon. I've tried to make content late at night. I can do it for a little while, but I notice the excuses start coming in more as I keep trying. I'm not as creative. I really thrive early in the morning. Like I'm up by 3 o'clock in the morning. If I sleep until, if I don't get up till 6 a.m., that's considered sleeping in to me. I love to be up before the sun gets up, before the sun rises. And I've learned that about myself and I've accepted that. I don't fight it. That's just who I am. So I do the things that require the most amount of consistency to get the results that I want first thing in the morning when I'm fresh. So that way, if by 10 a.m. I'm not feeling it or, I don't feel as motivated, that's fine because I got the most important stuff done first thing in the morning when I am at my freshest. You might be a night owl. That might be you. Instead of you trying to fight it and force yourself to be consistent with whatever it is that you're working towards in the morning, then just do it at night. You can't fight who you are, okay? There's just some things about you that's just not going to change. And that doesn't mean that you can't accomplish those things. Don't ever think that because you don't like to get up in the morning that you can't be successful. Your prime hours might be 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m. That just might be who you are, and that's okay. It's about being consistent, because it doesn't matter what time of the day you do it. If you don't do it consistently, you're still not going to get the results that you want. So stop trying to fight who you are and just work with who you are, and then that's just what it is for you. But consistency is going to require you to say no to a lot of things. You may hurt people's feelings. You may lose people, yes. It may be uncomfortable to say no at first, especially if you're anything like who I used to be. So I used to be a people pleaser. So I never wanted to hurt people's feelings. I never wanted to not show up for people because I needed validation. I needed to be liked. I needed to be seen as a good person. But that doesn't get you anywhere. It just gets you used and abused and disrespected. And you just end up with a whole bunch of resentment because people aren't treating you how you're treating them. So yes, stepping out of that people-pleasing era and stepping into the selfish era is hard. And I'm going to put air quotes on selfish, because you should be putting yourself first. That's human nature. Stop going against who you are, okay? But it gets easier because you become so addicted to what you're working on and the results that you're getting because you're being consistent, that you stop caring who doesn't agree. You stop caring about who doesn't agree with the decisions that you're making, because you agree. And you know that the more you say no to people and things, the more likely you are to achieve the thing that you want to achieve, because now you're being consistent. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to read what you guys have to say. Also, you guys make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And do not forget to join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.